everyone. Today we're going to talk about how one car crash can change your family's life forever. And of course, crash investigator and driver safety expert Mike Pehl is going to explain what can happen to your family if you are reckless on the road. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, Jane, I'm great. How are you?
Very good, very good.
I want to thank everybody out there for joining us.
Yes. Well, maybe you can talk a little bit about, as a crash investigator, what you've seen and the importance of this particular segment.
Yes. Well, this is totally about liability. And, liability in insurance is not a curriculum in the driver's ed manual. People, you have to have liability. That's all you get. But our young people don't understand what liability is. And we need more education on it. So parents, I don't know what your insurance status is, how much you carry, but just remember this. We have a saying here on our driver's ed manual from me that says when you give the keys over, or when your young driver takes some keys, they have the power to change the house you live in, the clothes you wear, the cars you drive, and the food you eat. One simple little mistake can be millions of dollars. So we're going to watch a little clip of a video, and then I'm going to come back and talk again. So Jane, go ahead and play that video.
Okay.
Okay, so folks, listen. This is a compelling story. Our young kids do not ever think they're going to go to prison. You know what? Look at that. Was it the driver's fault that the two kids in the back were not seat belted? Because if they would have been belted, guess what? None of this happens. Yes, the driver still lost control. Why did she lose control? Because she was messing around. That's the only way. If you notice the skid marks, that car went over into oncoming traffic and rolled opposite. Good thing you weren't the one coming at them, because there could have been a head-on collision and more people could have died. But just remember this, friends are friends and business is business. And when you injure somebody or you kill somebody in a crash, the owner of that vehicle becomes responsible because they handed the keys. So that 17-year-old girl's parents are held accountable and they're getting sued. Okay, that car was not in the 17-year-old's name, it was in the parents' name. And that's why I always say, when we hand them young people the keys, we hand them the keys to our financial future. You know, a broken neck in today's world is a $50 million mistake. So I want you to sit your kids down, take them to your insurance agent, and show them everything you're insured for. And just see if you can be insured for, if you have $1 million lawsuit. You know, early in my career, I did an investigation on a 17-year-old kid that was at a golf meet, and he had a couple beers in his bag, 17 years old. On his way home, he stopped and bought some cigarettes. On his way out of the store, he backed into a vehicle. Nobody saw him, he didn't think, so he took off. So now it's a hit and run. Well, somebody did see him, and they called 911, and it got into a high-speed chase, and this kid went down the wrong way of a freeway and hit another person head on. The kid died, so he carried out whatever stupidity he had, but he paralyzed the guy coming at him partially, and the guy did recover, but they were sued for $2.3 million. And that 17-year-old kid's parents were only insured for $1.3 million. They were $1 million short. And it's a humbling thing when the judge says, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, go home and list me all your assets. I need to know right to the socks in the top dresser drawer, because we need to figure out a way to pay the victim. So you know what? It is important that our sons and daughters, actually anybody that's drives, understands the liability part that we have when we drive a vehicle. And once again, the negligence of that young lady, that 17-year-old, she didn't have the people in the back buckle up. And you know what? Something so simple, but it's the number one reason why most of our teenagers die in a rollover is because they are unbuckled. What? What, we're going to mess up the prom dress? Well, guess what? The prom dress really got messed up. And now guess what? Now we have a mess. And best friends are best friends, but guess what? It's over. It's done. There is no more friendship. And now everybody lives with what that little tiny mistake was. So put your seatbelts on, pay attention, and remember, you don't lose control when you pay attention to the road. You lose control when you pay attention to what's going on in the back seat. So keep your eyes in front of you.
Mike, that's great. We're going to end. I'm just going to say a quick note that you can get more safe driving tips here at either going to our drivesaferidesafe.com and getting 5 surefire ways to keep your teen from crashing, or you can subscribe to get free videos at our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/user/drivesaferidesafe1. And you can get all the videos that we've been doing here to watch and to share, because we love to, the more people that become smarter, safer drivers, the better. And of course, like us on Facebook, /DriveSaferIdeSafe for other ideas and tips as well. And I just want to say one other thing, Mike, is that young lady that was killed in that prom accident, she literally was on her way to become a doctor and wanted to save lives, and in the end, of course, she dies. So anyway, it's a sad story, and there's so many of them.
Yes, and I believe, Jane, that we're going to have a little segment on organ donation, and she wanted to make sure her organs got donated so she could go on saving lives. So, the story is still a sad story. It becomes a good story, but you know what? Still, it's just a horrible story,
Right.
So anyway, get this stuff out to your friends, parents. Come on, we all drive on these roads together. My family does, your family does, and every new driver, any driver, we can make a better driver. We've done our job. So with that, have a great day, have a great night. Thanks for sharing with us. Come again.
Thanks, Mike. I got to get a